Hi, it's Shonda. Welcome to day 9 of the 21 day sugar detox. We're moving into perhaps the most powerful phase of the detox. Over the last 8 days, our focus has been on removing the hidden and obvious sources of sugar from our diets. It's important that we detox both mindfully and healthfully, avoiding the sometimes negative side effects that can occur when we move through a detox too quickly. As I mentioned a few days ago, the sugar detox has been one of the most profound forms of healing that I've experienced, and I should know. Over the last 20 years, I've done probably every cleanse and detox that's available. I've done juice cleanses, the Sensitive 7 cleanse. I've removed gluten from my diet. I've also done the specific carbohydrate diet, among others. The only caffeinated beverages I drink are green and black teas, and on occasion, I've removed them from my diet as well. What people often notice first with any detox is generally how horrible you feel within those first 3 to 5 days with headaches, moodiness, and digestive stress. My goal and intention with the 21 day sugar detox is that with this holistic approach, you'll change your awareness, your attitude, and your mindset about the food that you eat. Often we'll begin a detox program to lose weight, address digestive issues, or chronic illness. And while some of the detox programs I mentioned earlier can help, sometimes they can cause unintended consequences. For example, one client had decided to go gluten free. Well, actually, only about 1% of the population have celiac disease. It's a life threatening disease in which gluten causes damage to the small intestine. But for my client, however, by eating gluten free foods, she found that at her next visit to the doctor, her blood sugar levels had increased significantly. And this was primarily due to the fact that many of the foods that she was now eating on this gluten free diet were substitutes for the gluten based foods that she usually ate. These gluten free foods were higher in sugar, and so she was actually beginning to gain weight and her health was compromised. So, what makes the 21 day sugar detox different? Let's go to the beginning. When you eat, food is broken down into glucose to be used for energy. Insulin, or hormone produced in the pancreas, tempers and regulates the amount of sugar in the bloodstream by helping glucose get into the muscle, the fat, and or possibly the liver cells. Think of insulin as a key that opens doors to the body's cells so that glucose can enter. With insulin resistance, it's like having locks that are frozen or rusty. The keys won't turn and glucose can't get into the cell. The pancreas, alarmed by the increase in blood sugar, begins to crank out more insulin. Eventually, the overworked pancreas breaks down. Blood sugar levels rise even further, causing prediabetes and setting the stage for type 2 diabetes to occur. Most people think of diabetes as high blood sugar caused by too little insulin, but actually it's the insulin resistance that's really the root cause of almost all cases of type 2 diabetes. By removing sugars from your diet, you add longevity and vitality to your life. Because of all the molecules capable of inflicting damage and harm to your body, sugar molecules are probably the most damaging of all. With the 21 day sugar detox, your pancreas is allowed to rest and the systemic inflammation from sugar consumption is allowed to subside. That's what these 21 days are all about, is an opportunity to allow your body's innate capacity to heal to become activated. So let's quickly review the last 8 days. We started off by taking time to reflect on why we're eating with reverence, with grace, with a sense of gratitude. Next, we talked about creating an experience so that all of your senses are involved with the process of eating and enjoying your meal. It's always important to drink water, especially when you're detoxing. We want to pay attention to how our body feels, to the food that we eat, the ingredients that are used to make that food. I also requested that you take some time to check your fridge and your pantry and cupboards and purge those foods that aren't supporting your best health. Next, we discussed all of the names for sugar. So being mindful that the ingredient list, sometimes it's very obvious and it will say sugar. Sometimes it calls out high fructose corn syrup. Other times it's calling out words that end in OSE. So keeping that in mind. We always want to try to plan ahead to the best of our abilities to set ourselves up for success. And also being mindful that we're not drinking our calories with fruit juices or smoothies that are loaded with sugar and fat. For the next few days, eat whole foods, including fruits and vegetables. Remember to breathe, and if possible, try taking a walk outside and enjoying the fresh air, maybe the blue sky, maybe the clouds, or some precipitation depending on what part of the country you live in. And lastly, enjoy. Until tomorrow, take care and be well.